In this video, we're going to transfer some mp3 files from a PC to an iPad app, namely the VLC video player app, by way of iTunes. This is a picture of my computer desktop. I'm showing this to show that since we need to use iTunes, you should have the iTunes icon here. Okay, now let's open the iTunes program so we can see what it looks like. And this is pretty much what it looks like. Certainly can get here. The thing I want to point out here is that when you do have one of the Apple media plugged in, like iPhone or iPad or iPod, an icon shows up here. Okay, now we're going to go over to the File Explorer and take a look at the drives. This is the Windows 10 operating system, so this is called this PC. If you have an earlier, say before Windows 8 operating system, then this may be called My Computer. Okay, here you see your drives listed, and these are mine. And what we're going to do at this point in time is plug an external drive into the USB port. And when we do that, the external drive shows up, and this is going to have the mp3 files that we're going to transfer into the iPad VLC app. So we double click on this guy, and here's the contents. As you'll see, there's 8 Stephen King files here. 7 of them are the Dark Tower series, and the 8th one is a separate novel called Cell. Okay, now we're going to click this arrow to go back up one directory here, and then we're going to plug the iPad into a USB slot to see that thing come up. Actually, 2 things are going to happen. Let's go ahead and plug it in. Okay, the first thing that happens is the iPad icon will show up here in our drive list here, and also it will automatically open iTunes, as you can see up here. Okay, we'll go ahead and move this guy, the File Explorer, and take a better look at the iTunes window. Here's the iPad icon, and what we'll do is close the disk list window here, and then we're going to open the iPad icon by clicking on it, and this is my iPad. Okay, and by the way, here's the reason why the iTunes automatically opened up when I plugged in the iPad. If this is not checked in your particular installation of iTunes, then you would have to manually open the iTunes. I would go ahead and select that for future because it's kind of convenient. Okay, now we're going to move our mouse to the apps up here and click on it, and this shows the apps for your particular iPad. And I've got a bunch of pages here. In fact, if I move this vertical bar down here, the scroll bar, I'll show a bunch more. And then we go down a little bit further, and it takes us to the section for file sharing. And this shows a list of all the apps that allow you to share files back and forth between your iPad and the apps in your iPad and your computer, your PC. Okay, go slide down a little bit to find out what we use for the app, and I think you already have a clue. It's the VLC app. Okay, if you don't have it, simple enough to download it from the App Store, and it is free. And it is, in my opinion, one of the best video players available out there, especially for the price. Okay, this area here, by the way, where I have all this text, will be where your files will be stored once you select a particular app. So I'm going to select VLC. Okay, selected. And scroll down to the bottom of the screen here. And you have an Add File button. In order to add files, all I have to do is click the thing. And what it does, it takes us out to the to the PC itself, and we can go ahead and navigate to wherever the files might be. Well, we already know that the files are here in the external drive that we just plugged in, and again, there's the contents. Now what we need to do is select which ones of these we want to copy. We're going to go ahead and copy all of these, so I'm going to select all of them. And these are the 8 we're going to copy. We're not going to copy the system volume information folder. Wouldn't do much for you anyway. And then we're going to click the Open button now that we got these selected or highlighted. And iTunes will immediately begin copying these 8 files into the VLC app storage space. And if you look up here in the status area, it's copying files to the iPad. And because these files are fairly large, each file is a complete audio book, it takes a little bit of time. But if you scroll this up a little bit, you'll see the top of this listing. And the first one is already downloaded. It took a couple of minutes, I think, for that one to download. And because we selected 8 of them, it's going to go ahead and download all of them. And you'll have to wait a few minutes before they all show up. Okay, once they do, then you can see all 8 of them are here. And as of this moment, they're available in the VLC app on your iPad for playback. So we'll just go ahead and finish this up by ejecting our iPad from the computer. And if you go up here to the eject button and click there, you'll see that the iPad is gone, and it's okay to disconnect your iPad from the computer USB port. Now we're going to go back to the disk list by going over to the Explorer icon, and you may see your iPad icon still here, but it's not really there, so you don't have to worry about trying to eject it any other way. It's been ejected. Now the next thing, though, the external drive is really still there, so we're going to go ahead and click on the Show Hidden Icons button over here, and the Safely Remove and Eject button right here, and then click the Eject Storage Media for this particular external drive. Okay, now when you see the Safe to Remove, it's safe to unplug the external drive and remove it, and as you can see, it's gone from here. Of course, the iPad icon is still there, so there you go. Alright, now we're going to close this window, and we're going to close iTunes, and we're done. So now you can go to the VLC app on the iPad, access any of the audiobooks, and listen to them. And by the way, the VLC is an awesome video player as well. And if you have any videos you might want to transfer to your iPad in the same way, then go for it. This seems to be one of the most straightforward ways of transferring files, and you can do this for any file, documents, ebooks, just about anything, and put them in the appropriate application storage area in your iPad. So that's it. Thank you for watching.